How you doing, Virgo? See what we got for you. Messages for Virgo. Celtic cross for Virgo. Oh, the star. You could have Aquarius within your chart or be dealing with one. This is a wish. This is healing. Messages, Celtic cross for Virgo. Messages that they should know, that they don't know. Wow. So you have a wish. This is also healing. What's stopping you from your wish and healing is unknown factors. This is secrets, the moon. These are fears. That are real and unjustified. So justified and unjustified fears, illusions, dreams. Maybe you do have dreams. Maybe you need some more action to put into your dreams to achieve your wish, your foundation, the causes of your situation, plus your subconscious desires is 9 of Cups. Standing on your own. Now it kind of came out sideways, so maybe you're unsure if you're able to do everything on your own. Maybe you're unsure if you have all the resources to be able to get through this time. Maybe you've had a dream for a really long time and a dream to put this into action to achieve it. It's something that you've wanted ever since you were young. There you are, Virgo. Now, you took a chance to try to achieve your dream, or maybe you're just still trying to, you're caught up in the fantasy of the dream, but maybe there's need to put in more work to achieve that fantasy, to actually realize it. It's needing to focus and to put more action and, you know, to put a stronger foundation into the things that you want in your dreams. Maybe you've had a savings, you thought you would have enough, but maybe there's a lot of financial issues that came about, or, you know, challenges or struggles that made you kind of second guess if you were able to do everything on your own. If you have enough, if you have what it takes, maybe you've become so resilient and so independent to the point that even if help was offered in some kind of way, you are unsure if you would be able to allow yourself to take it, maybe because you're unsure if anyone that does offer help, if they're coming from a genuine place or not. Maybe you've had past situations where you did accept help and it turned out to be a lot more not very helpful, or, you know, more of the benefit of the person kind of offering the help than it did you. So you're like, oh, never mind, I'll just do it all on my own. In the past, Page of Cups, somebody offered you something. Page of Cups, maybe an offer to reach out, an offer of friendship, of an apology, or a date. It's something kind of light, something as into getting to know you. Maybe somebody reached out to you in some kind of way. It's like a light communication. But there's not a lot of action that was put into it. It's still kind of into this dreams like scape area. It's all still fantasy, yet it's yet to be realized. Maybe because even though you have dreams of it, you have wishes for it, you're unsure of how somebody would, if they would accept it in some kind of way, or what their reaction would be. Maybe you've had a lot of history that whenever you had glimpses of something that you thought it would be like a wish come true or achieved, it always had some hidden mysterious factor that never ended up very beneficial for you. It was all just kind of immature, like false starts or false beginnings. Your goals is the best that can be accomplished. Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords, this is communication. You want to go in and communicate with somebody that you feel like is like a wish come true in some kind of way, but you're unsure if it's like a fear of rejection, or if it's a certain job that you feel like it's a dream, or something that you've always wanted to do. It's a fear of actually going towards it or putting the action in, but you want to eventually do it. Maybe it is a fear of rejection, a fear of not being enough or good enough or not having enough in some kind of way. It's self-doubt. And maybe you've kind of, had like some light communication. Hi, how are you? What's going on? But it never really went much farther. It was just always kind of priming the situation, but you never brought yourself out to actually speak your mind, because you don't know how they would take it, or maybe it's a need to work on your self-confidence a little. It's like you're doubting your abilities and skill, and it's needing to just go for it and to speak your mind. maybe the foundation is like, it's like pride in some kind of way. And it's your ego getting in the way, and it's, you know, bringing up this fear of rejection or failure, which initially it did make you kind of clam up and not ask the question or send out that offer or go towards that particular goal or career. Maybe there was like a growth period that was needed until you felt comfortable to come into your own, to like build a self-confidence. And maybe this is this small communication as to what it was. It was like trying to build up your confidence each time if you kind of pass this person, but each time you do, or somebody does with you, they kind of like, ooh, they gotta clam up and get scared. And if this person does say, hi, how are you? And you're like, hi, and you're interested too, if this is on the other side, and maybe this is a mutual thing, you're always wondering, it's like, why doesn't this person ever say anything else? Well, there's a fear. There's self-confidence issues. Or maybe you do. Maybe you do. But, you know, your goal is to eventually want to speak out, to speak your mind, to let people know like what you're thinking, what this person knows what you're thinking or feeling. And it's, you see this person like a wish, or they see you like that. Your future Hierophant, someone with Taurus in their chart. This is someone who could work in the government, you know, could be a police, government, military, religion. This is someone who studies of higher knowledge, studies of society's structures. This is also government. This is going within, and, you know, this is very tradition based. This could even be like maybe a commitment, or a Taurus, someone within your future, and it could be a future commitment. But the Hierophant is someone who's, you know, very intelligent, spiritual, learned, knowledgeable, knows everything within religion and structures and values, and they have a strong value based and committed base, family, home, contracts, marriages. And maybe you have this right in front of you. Maybe you're going to run into a Taurus. Or maybe you have a commitment right up ahead of you. How you see yourself. Ace of Swords. You are seeing things a lot more clear. If you were going through any kind of confusion, or if something you felt like was being hidden from you, if there was an unknown factor, you feel like you've gained some kind of knowledge. Maybe this could even be awakening, or like something was revealed to you, something or someone was revealed to you, and or an epiphany. Like maybe you had to wait because you didn't know where you're going to end up. Maybe there was like some kind of move that you might have had to go towards, or, you know, like if you're in the military, some kind of deployment, or there was something that you had to wait into figuring out where you're going to go, what's your situation. Should I reach out? Is it possible to reach out? And is it something that's actually, you know, would it bear any kind of fruit if I do? Because like if you're waiting on some kind of outside factor, You were holding yourself back until you knew what exactly, where you would end up. You know, if this is military, if this was going to be deployment, if you're going to stay 2 more years in the situation that you are, or head somewhere else. Or you were unsure about something or someone, or maybe you were dealing with somebody and they kind of revealed themselves to you. But this is seeing the truth. This is communication. This is having an epiphany or a realization. Something was revealed to you. How the environment, home, family, how they see you is the Tower. These are so many arcanas, major arcanas here. The Tower is fast and sudden endings. Maybe you were going through a lot of transitions throughout your life. Maybe an end of a long-term relationship or marriage, or, you know, job, or maybe this could even be like a health issue that you were having and you had to wait for the results. Maybe a health issue was revealed to you. But it looks like the people on the outside, you know, they see that you were going through some kind of stress. Some kind of unknown factor, or like you were going through some kind of hard times, whether it was a transition, a health concern, an end of a marriage relationship, or, you know, if you did have a job loss, and it's like you're definitely carrying your worries, and it's being seen by the people around you. And they see that, you know, something was being weighed heavy on you. And I'm not sure if they know what was going on with you. But they know that they feel it when, like, there was something that was heavy that was on, like, weighing on you, holding you back and holding you up, something that you were concerned of. But it's like, maybe you have trouble letting people in to let people know exactly what that is. Because you can be so protective. It's like you're guarding a wish or a dream, and you're like guarding it with every step of the way. And you were going through some large transitions. Maybe it's like an ending of a career or job, and you're starting something new, and things haven't really been progressing as much as you would like, because you've been having a lot of struggles. You've been trying to do it all on your own, and you've been keeping your burdens to yourself, thinking that, you know, but people could see that it's definitely weighing heavy on you, whether you're sharing it or not. Because I see you have a tendency to just bottle things up and not share, and this is hiding things, hiding the things that you want and your dream and your wishes, not speaking it into existence. And maybe there's a need to do that. But you were waiting on something, and you've gotten some kind of realization to what that is. You're ready to speak now. You're ready to communicate, or somebody's ready to communicate with you. And I see that you want to go forward to do that. You want to give some kind of like offer or dedication and time and energy into something, and whatever has been holding you back, you feel like your energy is freed up to go towards it, and it's time to speak. they see you as having some kind of endings, but, you know, like, if things aren't working out, maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Maybe the things that aren't right for you anymore need to fall apart in order to set a good foundation, in order to build the things that you do want and that is right for you, in order to open that up. And it could be a lot of things. It could be marriage, career, you know, leaving a relationship, going towards another. I don't know, but maybe you've been doing it on your own for so very long that you've kind of gotten to the habit of just doing it on your own and not letting everybody in. And it became like kind of a detrimental kind of like habit, or a rigid self-limiting belief that, you know, I have to do it on my own because, you know, like, if I let anyone in, they'll double cross you or something. Or maybe because you've acquired that kind of fear because you've had a lot of people who've done that. Like, you show them your weakness and your underbelly, and every time you did that and you took a chance, like, they totally stabbed you in the gut, you know? Or maybe you're just so used to being alone that you finally got comfortable being on your own, collecting knowledge and divine knowledge. And maybe it was needed for you to take a time out by yourself in order to do that. But, you know, you can't stay in one state forever, as in, like, you know, there needs to be some kind of like transition out of it eventually. Like, maybe you got so accustomed to doing it on your own and by yourself that, and maybe this could be like a fear of intimacy, a fear of abandonment, a fear of being hurt, or a fear of being taken advantage of, that you would just end up doing it on your own anyway, and it's more comfortable for you to do that. But, you know, whatever is comfortable, it became a bad habit or a bad self-limiting beliefs, and maybe there's a need to transition out of that because it's kind of stopping you from your wish. You could hold on to what you wish for, who you wish for, or the direction that you wish for, but it's going to remain a dream unless you communicate it. And now that you got this truth that's revealed to you, you feel like you're able to go forward on this. You know, this could be an end of a marriage or a job or career, or, like, you know, a huge transition into your life. And you feel freed up to go towards something or someone that's brand new, or somebody feels this way about you. Whatever this path is, you feel emotionally tied to it. It's definitely a wish and a dream that you want to realize. You see this person or this career or this direction, and maybe it's a fear of actually trying to go for it or attaining it, because if you fail at it, then it's like you lose that dream as well. This could be a fear of failure. But if you hold yourself back for a fear of failure or rejection, this is more than, you just remain in this state forever. And there's only so much knowledge that you could gain on your own. And the whole reason why we, you know, cross paths with karmic soulmates, and whichever soulmate that you feel tied to, it's karmic, you know. Twin flame. I don't even know if that's really believe that, because soulmates are soulmates. You have a karma, and you know, but there's a time to transition out of it. You've gotten what you need from it, and what became comfortable to stay in this state, you also fear that you'll be stuck in this state forever, if like you'll miss an opportunity if you don't actually progress out of this state. And it's maybe because in the past you rushed in too quickly, and you know, without really fully assessing the situation, or you were too optimistic in some kind of way and you moved ahead too quickly, and you kind of gotten your heart broken, and so you would rather keep the dream or this wish that as a wish, and instead of actually going forward like towards it and being rejected from it. And then if you are rejected by it or from it, then you even lost your wish and your dream. So you kind of want to hold on to it in order to at least have that. I mean, at least if I keep the dream or that wish, I will still have that, instead of like going towards something and being rejected. And it's like, great, now I don't have my wish, and now I don't have, you know, even the fantasy or the dream of it. It's like, now it's not even a non-option. I can't even dream of it anymore, and it's a fear. But this is like purgatory, though, because all you do is have a wish and a dream, and, you know, like a want, a desire. But desire is a funny thing, because when you have karma within your life, this is how we gain our south node within this life. Like, say I'm a Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio rising. So that's my Rahu. That's my south node. This is my direction in life as a Scorpio, as in spirituality. You know, this is my wish as in a dream. This is something that I've wanted since I was young, because I felt deeply connected towards it, and it was something that was always there in like my peripheral. And this is my interest. This is my, you know, like my focus, you know, spirituality, magic, and mystery, things that are unknown to an obsessive degree. And this is my life, and this my path in this life. This is also your Rahu. This is also your not only is it your focus that you have within this life, your direction, there's a reason for it, though, because like, say, on my past life, I was a Taurus, because that's my north node. That was my past life. That's my K2. Actually, that's my... And my past life, it was like... With the Taurus, it was like all about financial. It was all about family. It was all about second house. And I, You know, maybe I was like someone like a banker, an accountant, or, you know, like a partner, like a mother, and, you know, family, and, you know, the material, and, you know, having things that I needed. And that was like my whole life ruled that. And within my past life, which was Taurus, on my deathbed of my past life, I was like, wow, you know, I spent so much time on working, on the financial aspect, on, you know, like family, that I never got to follow my spiritual path. I never got to, you know, like connect with the divine and all the mysteries that I wanted to learn and see. And at my dying breath, that was my desire and my regret. And desire sticks to you. And then when it sticks to you like that, the next life that I was born, I became a Scorpio rising, you know. Oh no, that's my rising. That's like my point. I think I'm a Gemini Rahu. Yeah, that's right. Rahu in the eighth. And Gemini, that's communication. You know, that's a writer, that's literature, that's communication. This is intellect. Yeah, that's right. A Gemini. So if I was a Gemini in my past life in the eighth house, oh no, Gemini is my Rahu, North Node in the eighth house. So this is me, like spirituality, obsessed with like literature of the unknown, on papers and transcripts of conspiracy theories, secrets, spirituality, you know, and reading about it, writing about it. Could have been a novelist, writer, reporter, journalist, but it's within the eighth house. It's secrets, it's the unknown, it's communication. And this is what I ended up doing. Like, you know, this was kind of like, and it definitely ties along with it, all of my charts around it, you know. And if I'm a Rahu, a Gemini in the eighth house within this life, in my past life, my K2 is Sagittarius in the second house. That's spirituality, that's religion, that's magic. This is also luck within my past life. So if I was a Sagittarius in the second, this is someone who's deeply involved in the occult and magic. And the great thing about having K2 as a Sagittarius in your South Node, you could also tap into your gifts in your South Node. If you know what your South Node is, if you have your North Node, look across the way of that wheel And what is it within that wheel that's across you? If I'm a Gemini, then it's Sagittarius. If I'm in the 8th house, then it's in the 2nd. And you could, if you know what your South Node is, you could tap into those gifts and you could activate them within this life. And I feel like you're following this. You're following your South Node, your North Node within this life. Because it meets in the middle. You're going to flip back and forth on this all the time, but you're going to have a direction that goes within it. You have that center that brings you, what is it that brings you back to center? What is it that makes you happy and that draws your interest and your passion and the things that you want to live and to bring into existence and attain? The thing that makes you fully complete and happy, that you become the Empress. This is something that you'll attain, birthing something new into existence. And if you want to speak to somebody, that you have a wish, that you find somebody that seems like your wish, you're keeping a cap on it and you're stopping yourself from going towards it. But I feel that you're ready. You're breaking off that tower, the things that bound you, and you're ready to pull yourself out of this hermit, and you're ready to go towards this Empress character, or you're ready to become it. You're ready to birth something new into existence. And of course, what's needed is communication. Opening up that line of communication to speak. And it's gonna, when you do, you'll be surprised at the response that you get, because I feel like whatever you want wants you right back. This is like karma. This is like fated. This is a fated path. And once you reach out, it's like, I think you'll be surprised with the results or the response that you'll get. But you have to go towards it in order to attain it. You have to work towards it and to put the work in order to get it. You know, you can't just leave it in a dream and protect it, because in the end, if it's never going, if you don't actually try to go towards it, then, you know, you could keep the dream, but it's never achieved, and you'll feel the sense of emptiness. And I feel like you have, keeping yourself away from this wish that you've been wanting to attain. I feel that you're going to open yourself up to go towards it. You will. Oh, 5 of Wands. What's underneath is conflict. Virgo. You're afraid to go towards somebody that you feel that is like your destined path, your karma. Because you've had past conflicts with this situation, with this person, with this career path. Maybe what stopped you before is people just being in your way and constantly trying to compete with you, or constantly trying to undermine you and your abilities and your gifts and your own dreams. And, you know, each time that you shared your dreams, the people around you were less than supportive, and which made you like deeply protective of those dreams, because it was like, I have to protect my wishes and dreams because there's people out there that will try to take it from me. Or, you know, maybe you're going towards something now and people may not approve of it, and that's why you kept yourself away from it. But there's some kind of conflict here. There's a conflict that happened, maybe around you, to stop you from going towards it. Maybe you've had a prior conflict with this person that, or this career, or the situation that you want to go towards, and you know, it became a constant battle. But with every, you know, dream and every goal that you seek to attain, the most difficult and hardest path is the most rewarding when you attain it. It's never going to be a free and easy path. It's, oh, you know, most often than not, it's going to be a difficult path. It's going to be hard, because if it was something that didn't mean a lot to you, and if it came easy, it would somehow lose the importance of it or the sacredness of it. Maybe you even try to push it away before. Maybe there was some kind of distance, or there was some kind of like overprotectiveness when it came to this person or job or situation. And and maybe when you saw this person last, or they saw you, it was less than an ideal parting, and maybe this person cut you off in some kind of way after some kind of argument or fight, and you want to reach out to this person, but they cut you off. But I see you trying to find your way back towards the situation. To try to speak your mind, and if not, you're definitely trying to protect it. You're creating something, you're birthing something into existence, and maybe you're keeping to yourself until you're able to do that. Maybe people around you have been kind of worried about you, and maybe this is where a lot of the conflict has been coming from, because like you're keeping to yourself, you're quiet, you're stoic, and it's like you have these plans, but then people don't see it. They don't see what you're working on, and they're worried about you because they think that you're floating around aimless, or, you know, you're in some kind of depression, or you're not doing well. But what they don't know is that you're hard at work birthing something into existence. And you sacrificed a lot in order to make your way towards it. And you know, you may have doubted yourself before, and you may have even felt like it was a mistake to go towards it if this is a career path. And maybe you fell in some kind of fear and depression and confusion because people had a habit of telling you what was the best way to go about it or go towards it. But they don't know that you've been hard at work this whole time trying to realize this dream. And I feel like if you make an effort to go towards it, you're going to have amazing results. But it won't be easy. You know, like, it will be hard won, but if you make the effort towards it, it's going to be so rewarding that it will feel like a dream come true. Maybe this is like a business and like spirituality, Reiki, you know, maybe even becoming a priest or going back to college or school somehow. But you're keeping your moves kind of quiet, because now that you know what you want, you're starting to set the scene into being able to achieve it. And it's gonna be amazing, because the Empress, they birth something new into existence, and people may have an idea of what was the best idea for you, what you should do. But you know, like, they could think all they want, because you know, when you did listen to these people or what their idea of what's best for you, it never brought you any kind of happiness. And that's why you're just trying to keep it to yourself, because you don't need anybody trying to interfere with it. But I see you're like going towards it. You're going towards to achieve your dreams. If this is somebody around you, though, if it's not you trying to mind your own business, create a labor of love, something that's passion based, something that brings like a lot of happiness and joy into your life. Maybe you have a person or people around you that tend to undermine you and undermine your confidence, because they see how powerful and gifted that you really are. And you know, it tends to make people want to try to take control over your direction. There's somebody here that's really argumentative around you, somebody that feels like they have to compete with you. And it's somebody that maybe has an interest in you, and it's like you're trying to birth something into existence, whether it is a job or relationship or career path. Maybe this kind of, you exude a sense of self-confidence or knowing, and it tends to make people who don't have that feel the need to compete with you in some kind of way. Because sometimes, you know, a person who has this kind of like focus and direction and just strength and power, sometimes it makes people who are insecure around you even more insecure and have a need to try to put you in your place some kind of way. Maybe there is somebody around you that has interests in you, or this could be family members, friends, work colleagues. And this is their way of trying to like dominate you, is like because that's how they interact with people that they have interest in, is trying to undermine them and kind of overpower them in some kind of way. Your goal is to become an empress, to become self-sufficient, to gain divine knowledge and a spiritual path, to have more like dedication and focus. And it's like people here want to bring problems into your life and distract you, because it's their way of trying to overpower you or control you in some kind of way, because that's how they relate to people that they have an interest in. They have to feel dominant over them. This can be somebody that is like, somebody with like, self-confidence issues around you as well. Somebody who has a need to compete because they don't really feel all that great about themselves. So then they have to tear you down. This is also triangulation. And you're trying to stand up for how you feel and your beliefs, and it's people who want to come at you and gossip and talk a lot of crap because they don't have their spiritual base or path, or and it makes them feel insecure because of it. So they feel like they have to knock you down a few pegs. And maybe they came at you kind of rude, and what you don't know, there's still people who want to come at you to try to get you to do something, or to get some kind of result, you know, kind of direct your path in life, or they want to dominate you in some kind of way or compete with you in some kind of way. But you're definitely protecting yourself. You're not letting them get to you. And you're trying to stay focused because it's like, oh, this is your problem. Like, oh, you're insecure, or you need to dominate someone or belittle someone around you in order to make you feel better about yourself. And it's like, well, that's your problem. That's not really my problem, because I'm busy trying to burst something into existence right now. Like, they see you as somebody that cut them off, like, oh, I'm done. Oh, you're done. You're not dealing with this person because they brought a lot of bullshit. Somebody that's kind of immature, somebody that, you know, has like mother or father issues or some kind of attachment issues, and it's like, well, I'm not going to be bothered with it because you know what? I have a higher knowledge and I have a higher path, and I'm going to stay focused. And if you're going to give me shit and trouble, then I'm going to go ahead and bring this tower down. Because this little mind games that they're trying to play on you to try to knock you down a few pegs in order to try to direct your energy, it's not phasing you at all. Because it's like, this is something that you learned, that you've stayed in this state in order to gain this divine knowledge. And maybe in the past you had this codependency problems, like you felt like you couldn't do it on your own, that you needed some kind of help or like assistance in some kind of way. But it's like you grew out of that. You had an awakening and you had a huge soul growth. And this time on your own, it made you learn so much about yourself, on how capable you are and how amazingly knowledgeable you are. And maybe they see that too, and maybe it makes them insecure, and that's why they constantly try to come at you. Because it's like your confidence and knowledge makes them feel insecure, but that's really their problem, and you're not being fazed by it. You could be dealing with a Taurus, or you could be going towards a Taurus, or a Taurus maybe even coming towards you. But it's like you see the truth about this person now, and you are deeply intuitive, and you're able to read this person and why they are doing the things that they do and why they're acting the way that they are. And you already know that it's more of a problem that they have within themselves than it ever really had to do with you. And that's why you're not fazed by it. Because before, maybe you did worry about what people thought of you, but This is part of having that soul growth. It's like, whatever, you can think what you want. I really don't give a shit because I'm the Empress. You know? This is my direction. This is where I'm going. And if you're gonna give me a bunch of shit, then I'm just gonna bring the tower down. Like, I'm not even gonna be fazed by it. And that's why this person is pissed off. It's like, wow, like, you're just gonna walk away like that? You're like, yeah, dude, I'm just gonna walk away because I have a direction. I'm busy. I'm creating right now, you know? Maybe they're going to come at you again and be stupid, and maybe they can't get the reaction that they used to get from you, and it's getting them even more pissed off. And maybe they're going to come at you acting stupid, but, you know, like, I think you know where it's going to be coming from. It's coming from their own insecurities and their need to try to manipulate other people's motions around them, and which is stupid. It's because they actually like you too, but it's like this person doesn't know how to show a real appreciation or interact with people in the correct way because there's an immaturity here. And it's like, I don't really have time for that. Like, I'm tending to my garden. If you're gonna be a shit, then piss off, you know? And they may be coming at you, kind of trying to be all kind of pushy and shit. And maybe this could be somebody within your situation that wants to start some shit because they have their idea of, like, oh, like an idea of, like, oh, if I could enact a certain response from Virgo, then that would make me stronger and smarter, you know? But it doesn't make them any stronger and smarter. It just makes them an ass, you know? But it's still, it feeds their ego enough if they don't get the response that they want. If they don't get what they want, as in, like, being with you, at least they have that. But then it's really not really, it doesn't really get what they want. It just makes you look at them like an ass because they are. And it's like, I don't got time for that. And I don't think you should waste a lot of time on that. And I already think this is the reason why you cut them off. But I think they want to come back at you and try to elicit a response. And it's like the last time they did that shit, you're like, okay, now I see you. I see what kind of person you are. I'm going to bring this fucking tower down because you're acting like an ass and I really don't need the bullshit. And then, so they seen this strength and look at you taking that knife and you're just like, break up that freaking tower, you know? Like, who the hell you think you are? Like, dude, like, I don't need it. Like, I really don't give a shit what you think about me. And that's what's kind of like, it's hurting their ego. It's like, well, shouldn't you care about what I think of you? You're like, no. Because this person is kind of used to it. This person makes them feel strong to elicit this kind of response or this argument, to be argumentative, because it's like, because that's what immaturity does. It's like, if I don't get what I want, at least I could ruin this person's day. You know, that's this kind of stupid shit that this person is thinking. But I don't think you're going to let it knock you off your throne. Because this is just a page. And it's like you evolved out of this. You have a deeper meaning. You're not even looking at this person. And they're over here trying to give you problems because they didn't get the response that they want, or they didn't get what they want, or, you know, they didn't get you to do what they wanted you to do. But who cares? Because it's like, you know, it has nothing to do with you. This is their problem. they feel a need to compete with you because you do have this like confidence, and it makes them feel insecure. But like I said, it's more of an issue with them than it ever did with you, because this is the way they act like with everybody. It's like a bunch of stupid shit. You can be dealing with a Cancer, an Aquarius, a Taurus, another Virgo like yourself, but you're all over. This can be like a passing, like, acquaintance, friend, somebody who had an interest in you, like romantic wise, and wanted to be more than friends. Or, this can be even a work colleagues or even family. It's like family even wanted to, like, knock you down a few pegs because you made them feel insecure in some kind of way. And it's not even something that you're actively trying to do. It's just, you're just trying to do your thing, and they're trying to, like, totally screw up your vibe. And I feel like you've lived a lot of your life having to deal with this. Like, you had a lot of judgmental family who is very nitpicky and who is very, like, judgmental of you, because in some kind of way you made them feel insecure because, like, you had this stark independence, and it makes insecure people even more secure if they feel that you don't really need them, or you're not all that concerned with them, or they can't elicit a petty response from you. And maybe you've lived your life with a bunch of people like this, argumentative, judgmental, that you even became really judgmental. But instead of being judgmental around people, just around people around you, you became really judgmental around yourself and your own abilities. And maybe you've had this, like, inner critic in your head that you would hear these people just kind of like constantly in your head, like undermining you as well. And maybe that's what held you back. But I feel like it's going to be healed, that it's not even an issue. It's not even something that you're going to worry about, because it's not your issue, it's theirs. And I feel like you've had a huge soul growth, that it's like, it doesn't even affect you, like, you can't move a man or woman of Tao, it's something that is there. They're all accepting, they're all encompassing, and it's like they can't move an unmovable mountain, it's just, you are, and it is. And all you could do in your life is to go towards your, like, guided path and follow your dreams. And they could try to knock you down all you want and pull these stupid games like they used to, but it doesn't affect you, because you had a whole life of practice of trying to learn how to allow this to roll off your back. And maybe this did stop you for a while, and being overcritical of yourself and maybe even of other people, but you've grown out of this. And it's like them trying to move an unmovable mountain. They can't destroy your garden, because it's like it's a guarded gate, and they're on the outside, and that's what makes them insecure, because this is the kind of people that needs people around them to feel worthy, and they need to feel needed, and they need to feel better than somebody else. And when they're not feeling it, they feel like crap. But it's like, you're not even concerned about this. You're like, whatever, it's their issue. It's not yours. Let me see. Advice and insight. Advice and insight. Advice and insight. that, how it all just came out like that. That's interesting. Ooh. So in the past, this person wanted to give you an offer. This person had some kind of interest in you. This person was thinking in many different angles and how to elicit that response or get what they want. This someone can be kind of manipulative and maybe even a little narcissistic, can have ego issues. You know, they're very cerebral. They think more with their brain instead of their heart, and overly so. And that's why there's such a need to, like, oh, well, I'm smarter than you, I have to prove it, you know. But then they want you too, or they have this kind of like a desire for you as well, and that actually makes them feel insecure, because maybe they expect people to want them and to chase them, you know, and that's why they test people like that, and they try to compete with people like that. It's like, oh, show me that you want me, and you're like, dude, I don't give a shit. I don't really want you. I'm good. If you want to give me shit, then I'll leave. Then I won't talk to you. And they're like, oh, crap, you know. And now that you're not speaking to them, they're like, oh, maybe I actually do appreciate them. And, you know, like it made them kind of think a little bit and to start a new strategy. This is a person who constantly thinks about what they don't have, someone who's really materialistic. But then it's like you progressed out of this materialism. You're not looking into the material of it. You're looking into this divine. You're not looking for the diamonds. You're looking for the stars, you know? You're not looking for the success. You're looking for the dream. I feel like this person has a deep want and desire for you, but you desire something that within your divine path. And now they feel like they didn't elicit a certain kind of response from you, or, you know, like they feel like ego hurt and butt hurt that they didn't get what they want in some kind of way. And now they're coming up with some kind of new strategy in order to do that, while you're having a new strategy to go towards your own path, and you're not even concerned with this person. This person is trying to come up with some other kind of angle. And they may bring conflict your way. Look at that deceit and strategy. This is someone who is narcissistic. This is someone who's overbearing and can be controlling and tries to bend people's will and elicit an emotion, a response. It makes them feel powerful. And they're like, okay, if this angle doesn't work, then I'll have to put on another face and get this response in some other way. But it's all just kind of manipulation. And it's something that you see because you're intuitive. Like, you see it, you know? And that's why it's like they can't put anything past you. And it irritates them. And I feel like they're going to try to come at you with some kind of new angle. And they're going to try to throw you off your throne and your peace. And I feel like that they've done that a number of times, and you're like, screw it, I just break this tower down. Like, I really don't give a shit. Because you know what? You're healed. You're meant to have a spiritual path within this life. You're meant to follow your dreams and to achieve your wish and to follow your Rahu, your North Node, your direction in life. And you healed and you grew and you allowed this spiritual journey to help you evolve. And unlike this person, who never really learns, he or she never really sees their own fault. It's everybody else. This is the person that's the issue. If they don't do what I want, then this is the person who has the problem. And they probably don't even see that why they have all the problems that they do. It's because they're the common denominator. Because you're just trying to heal and do your thing, and it pisses them off that they can't rile you. Because you've dealt with many towers, you've dealt with the conflict, you've dealt with people being judgmental and hypocritical and, overly cynical and judgmental of you, that it became like, you're like, whatever, I really don't give a shit. Like, I have a different path. I have like, this is minor petty shit. Like, I have a divine path in my life. I have a purpose within my life, and you can't throw me off my throne. I feel like they're going to come at a different angle with you, and they're going to get stupid because you hurt their ego in some kind of way. But, I think the best way to handle it is just with grace, and just know it has nothing to do with you. It's an issue with themselves. Attachment. What's underneath? They're attached to some kind of idea of that they always have to win, that they always have to be on top, that they always have to compete, that they feel that you're challenging them in some kind of way by doing your own thing. But it's like this person has like identity issues, and it's like, it's their issue. I really wouldn't worry about it, and don't take it personally, because it's their issue and not yours. Even though I feel like you've had numerous situations like this, it's like you're handling it like a pro, because, the moment you find out what your North Node is, like, you really don't need anybody. And you really, like, this whole idea of codependency and, dealing with toxic people and situations, like, that's all healed. Because you have a greater purpose, your purpose that's meant for you within this lifetime. And this person hasn't found it because they're just attached to an idea of needing to be better than this person, that whoever they're focusing on right now. And they're going to be chasing their tail all of their life and never looking within. And if you don't ever learn your lessons, you're doomed to repeat it. And it's never the situation on the outside. It's a situation, it's like, it's like that, Carl Jung, he would say, like, those who looks on the outside, it's dreams, but those who looks within awakens. And you stop looking on the outside. You stop seeing the superficial, the material, because you took the time to look within, and you really got to know yourself, and you really got to see what is really important to you. And all of this shit became petty and stupid, because it is, but they're still playing the stupid game, and let them. Because in the end, if they're not playing stupid with you, they're going to be playing stupid with somebody else. And they're always going to be attached to this idea of trying to keep their ego up. And it's like you've evolved past this and they're still there. And it's like this teenage bullshit stuff. And it's like, let them be there because, you know, it's their problem. But that's what I got for you, Virgo. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donation box below if you feel moved to do so. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.